Hi, my name is Joy Schechter, the Joy of Live Events. I came to CEO Space about a year ago, and I wasn't really sure what direction my business was going to go in. I just knew it needed to go in a different direction. Over the past couple of years, I've been working with a client of mine, and we've been talking about a additional property that he had. And finally this year, I'm able to say that I'm now an international business consultant. I've done my first consulting job down in Panama, and it was an extraordinary experience that I had there. It would not have happened had I not had the relationships that I met with the people here at CEO Space and some of the instructors who really guided me along the way to set this up in a completely different business model than what it was that I've been working with. So I'm very grateful to have found CEO Space and to have, be able to connect with my customers and give them greater value through it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Juliet, and this is my first time at CEO Space, so I came here saying, I'm open to whatever comes through, and I've just had so many people, mentors, lawyers, just everything that I need, just sharing freely with me. Here's what you need to do, here's help, what are you looking for, and just really just giving up that so. And like I said, I couldn't be happier and more grateful, because what I knew without a shadow of a doubt, that I was tired of really just spending my resources here and there. I needed to up level it to take my business to the next level, and I needed to rub shoulders with great people who were doing what I wanted to do. And, like I said, it was just destiny, I guess, that got me here. And I'm rubbing shoulders with those people. But the thing is, it's a beautiful thing because it's like a family.
You're Michael Drew, and you wrote The Pendulum, right?
Absolutely.
You've done 70 some odd New York Times bestsellers for the most famous authors ever. So you know that space. You've been turning out the miracle of New York Times bestsellers for one author after another.
Well, yeah, I've done 75 consecutive New York Times bestsellers, and I've worked with Lisa Nichols, who I met here at CEO Space, John Asseroff, T. Harv Eker, and a myriad of other people.
Pendulum's important. If you haven't read the book, there's a 40-year change in the market. It's moved, so if your advertising messages don't move, you're doomed. Now you do this, you show Pendulum as the book comes out. You begin to show it to Harvard for the first time, right?
I did. I've now spoken at Harvard twice. The first time was for the Harvard Business School back in November, and I just had the opportunity to speak at the Harvard Leadership Conference and keynote that event, which was last Saturday.
This puts you in a whole different league. And then here, Robert Johnson wants to speak to you to have you do the same thing at Duke and bring you to Duke University.
Wow, I would be honored to do that. Absolutely.
Just know he's looking for you. Tell him what you did at Harvard, and he wants to bring it into Duke. So we'll just take it up to another level.
It's what I love about CEO Space, because it's what synergy exists between us, because what you teach is collaborative capitalism, the idea that we can work together for doing what's best for not only ourselves, but more importantly for society as a whole. And the message of Pendulum is that we've moved from capitalism about the individual to capitalism about the group, the community. We're in a we cycle about community and doing what's best for society as a whole.
In your age category and leading like you are across the spectrum, and you didn't go to Harvard without being a genius, it's hard to get the words, but this is a giant superstore for the business. They don't really know that everything's here. Manufacturing, distribution, packaging, branding. Can you speak about the superstore this place is?
What's really great, and I see this with a lot of the attendees, most businesses live in a very small knit community, and they don't really have an understanding of what opportunities exist within the wider world. And you attract people from every business category, from every niche. And when people come here, not only do they get the best teaching, but they get access to the best vendors, the best service providers, the best leaders in various categories. And it really is an opportunity to be able to bring in it's a really great opportunity if you're a small business owner, a medium-sized business owner, to come in and get the learning about where we're going as society, to learn what's needed to take your tax planning to the next level, to learn what's needed to find the right vendors, or even to find the right vendors or service providers. They're here at CEO Space and at the forum.
CEO Space has changed my life. It has absolutely changed the way that I think about my business. It's changed who I am. It's changed the direction that I was going in. CEO Space is the reason that I can be as successful as I am, and it's also made me so aware of how important it is to share. I always knew that helping people was important and I enjoyed it, but I enjoy it on a whole other level at CEO Space because I'm receiving just twice as much as I'm giving. So the whole concept of cooperative business and the environment that CEO Space creates is unlike anything else on the planet, and I'm so grateful that I came, that I joined, and I'm a lifetime member.
In order for you to be able to develop, whether you want to become an LLC or a corporation, an S corporation, it's so important to also learn all the other strategies in order to build out your business and for it to be sustainable. Yeah. So, but also, the wonderful thing about CEO Space is that you're going to meet so many people like you, being from Turkey and traveled abroad. You're going to be meeting so many other people, and I always say this. So many of us, well, all of us, if we're on the internet, we're global via the internet. When you come to CEO Space, it literally makes you global face to face. You're meeting people from all over the world and from various cultures. I mean, really, there could be grants for this because there's grants for cultural awareness, race relations.
As a faculty member, I come and I teach 1 or 3 times a week. I'm in front of a group of people, especially at the meal tables, every day, and yet I'm not selling. I'm not supposed to sell. I'm here, all the faculty is here to help the people that came here looking for that help.
You know, my business is at a certain point right now, and I want to kind of figure out what are the next steps that I need to take in order to take it to the next level.
Let's say that your business can afford to pay you right now $75,000 a year.
Okay.
But you'd like to be making $100,000 a year.
Right.
So what can we do differently in your business to generate an additional $25,000 worth of income?
Okay.
Now, people come here and they're wanting something different about their business. We discover that they've been wanting something different about their business for 2, 3, 6 years. And actually, I call it the business owning them. They may have a successful business in that it's making profits, but they're just not happy there. They're not fulfilled there. And I can guarantee you that, number one, you may be thinking, I'm not making as much profit in my business as I could. There is no other organization in the United States that teaches profits except this one. There aren't any. So if it's $25,000, then what is the average? You would take that $25,000 and is there an average price or fee that you charge a private client?
Yes.
Or is there an average price that you get per speaking gig? And if you can take that average price, divide it into the $25,000, then you're going to get some idea how many more additional clients that you need to see. Yeah. I used to be a CPA, but the CPA profession has very strict moral and ethical codes. And one of the reasons I joined the profession is because their ethical codes were consistent with my personal ethical codes. CEO Space is a place where I can associate with the board, I can associate with the faculty, and we've all made that commitment to give, but to do the right things. And yeah, it's tough and it may sound bad in the business world, but I'm not threatened by it all. I'm encouraged and I flourish in that.
It's the age of association, and who you brand associate with is important. We're ongoing education credits for every professional, which is why it's such a good market for investors. But you get so much savings in time and money to get things done. I mean, you've done it yourself. I do it. I mean, this is a place I save money and time to do social or any of the things we need done. I mean, we just reach into our family, really, our business family.
Well, again, by bringing all of these top thought leaders and experts and providers, service providers, into one area, I don't have to go anywhere else to get the learning that I need. I don't need to go out and do the research to find other vendors. They're all here. I come and meet with them. I can develop a relationship with them, and I know that their values and perspective are going to be congruent with mine because of the way that the forum is put together.
I'm Julia Flynn. My company is Word of Mouth Wired. I specialize in helping companies, primarily dentists, in getting more patients, growing their practice. I was introduced to CEO Space just over 2 months ago, and I didn't know what it was. I had no idea, no preconceived notions. But I got on the phone with Bernie Dorman, who did about a 45-minute phone call with me. He asked me about my company, asked me about my goals, and in a laser beam approach, he guided me, coached me, and showed me what I needed to do to transform my company. In less than 30 days, I had generated more income than I had generated in the previous 3 months, and was able to get on an airplane without hesitation and come here. But the coolest part is, without ever having visited CEO Space, I was telling everyone I knew about my experience. I said, I don't know what this is, and I don't know who this is, but it changed everything. It changed my life, my vision, and my business. So I'm here now, I've graduated, and everything is different. I feel stronger, more empowered, and ready to really tackle the business world at home. I think I'm going to reach out beyond dentists and doctors, beyond Maryland. I'm going to cross the country with my vision. And I really have to say thank you so much, Bernie. Thank you so much to Michelle, my club president. And thank you so much to CEO Space and all my new friends.